Plug those headphones in. It's time for Ireland's only interactive podcast, the multi-award winning Opinions Matter with Adrian and Jeremy.
Hello, this is Adrian Kennedy. This is a short little clip from our most recent Opinions Matter podcast. If you want to hear the whole thing, go to wherever you get your podcasts and search for Opinions Matter with Adrian and Jeremy and follow us there.
Have a listen to this. Can you talk about this on your show? What happened outside my son's primary school in the Crumlin area yesterday? I was picking him up from school at 2:30, and when I arrived there, there was a scene at the gates, and some of the parents were banging on a car window, telling the man in the car to get out, and they were videoing him, saying he was trying to abduct kids. These parents were making a show of themselves. They said he was acting suspicious on the phone and he was foreign. He looked Indian to me. They made him get out of the car, and it turned out he had a puncture and was waiting for someone to come and fix it. What the hell is wrong with some parents nowadays that they see a car outside a school they don't recognise and they think the worst? This poor man was so embarrassed, and they didn't even apologise to him. I was absolutely disgusted. So, this man gets a puncture in his car. He happens to have the puncture in his car close to a school, and the parents assume that he's up to no good, that he's attempting to abduct children because he happens to be parked outside a school. Now, this is just the latest in a litany of stories that sadly is targeting foreign nationals. This guy happened to be an Indian guy, but this doesn't just happen to foreign nationals, because something similar, I remember, Jeremy, happened to you a couple of years ago.
Oh, this was about 8 years ago, wasn't it? I was driving home from work and I picked up lunch. I picked up a wrap in a shop on the way home, and I didn't want to eat it while I was driving, so I pulled the car over outside. It was outside the school in Goatstown, actually, that I don't think is there anymore. And I just pulled up the car outside the school in Goatstown and was eating. Car was stopped. I was eating the wrap. The next minute, knock on the window, and there's a woman looking in at me, a Karen. She was a real Karen. Now, I'll never forget this woman's face. And I rolled down the window and said, "Hi, everything okay? What are you doing here?" It was Goatstown, so she was up her own arse. "What are you doing here?" And I said, "Well, I'm eating my lunch." "And why are you doing it outside? Why are you doing..." Anyway, questions back and forth. "Why are you doing it outside of school?" Blah, 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 blah. I told her to go and piss off. But she was worried. Like, she was at the point where she was nearly calling the police because I was parked outside a school. Apparently you cannot park outside schools now. Well, you can if you're white, you probably can now, but anybody that's in any way another colour, like, this story just proves the heightened tension that's going on in the country at the moment. And what we are now doing, not we, by the way, what other people are now doing, are racially profiling. And shame on every single one of you, because you're the very same people that gave out about the Brits back in the 70s, putting signs up in their windows saying "No dogs, no Irish." What was the third thing? I think it was just "No dogs and no
Irish." Yeah.
And we had a big problem with that we were all tarred with the same brush. And now, the way it is now, and sorry, there was a woman that commented. I'm going to go back over her old post because, yeah, Saoirse is this girl's name. And she commented on her social media before the topic started off, and she says, "The amount of attempted abductions in the last 3 weeks," and these two clowns, that's you, by the way, you're the two clowns.
Oh, I'm a clown, yeah.
Post this. Now, my answer to her would be, my God, they must be the worst abductors ever.
Where are all these attempted abductions?
We asked Saoirse and she didn't have the answer. Saoirse, I know you're listening, so if you want to come on and tell us, or if anybody wants to tell us about all these. Now, abductions is plural, so it means more than one, doesn't it? First of all, where are these abductions taking place? And second of all, how come they're all attempted? I mean, are these people who are trying to abduct people, are they blind? Like, or are they just really...
They're just very, very bad abductors.
Really inept.
Yes.
They just can't abduct anybody. That's how bloody stupid it is.
Now, I know her answer will be, well, he probably would have abducted somebody, only these brave parents came along and stopped him.
Well, I think what happened outside that school, and I was about to say where it is. Can we say where it is?
No, it's in the Crumlin, Dublin 12 area.
You just said where it was.
Yeah. Well, Crumlin's huge.
Yeah. But I think, it was "No dogs, no blacks, no Irish." That's what the sign used to say. I'm terrified about the rise of the far right and how they have how they have probably brainwashed level-headed people up until a couple of weeks ago, who now think every time they see dark skin, they think scammer, abductor, rapist,
Yep.
the whole lot. And I have to be honest with you, lads, and some of you aren't going to want to hear this, I would welcome an asylum seeker, no matter what the skin colour, into my estate quicker than I would some of those heads that were at that protest in Finglas last night. I wouldn't want them anyone near.
No, nor would I.
Would you?
No.
Like, I'd take my chances with an asylum seeker before.
Anyway, the point is, this whole thing of somebody having a puncture and happening to be outside a school, and this person gets attacked for just being parked with a puncture outside